loaf of bread comes to us from a mysterious and unknown source, lost in the mists of time. Luckily, the words survive and take on the form of a proverb which goes like this: "The wise one counts her blessings, while the fool counts her problems." Notice that the proverb doesn't say that the wise one ignores her problems, merely that she concentrates or counts her blessings. It's just a slight shift in perspective, my friends. No one is asking you to turn a blind eye to the realities that are present in your life. If you have problems, it's not to say that you should ignore them. It's just that you should focus on the good things in your life, especially when your problems have no immediate or possible solution. In the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu says, "The wise man addresses problems as they arise. Therefore, he has no problems." In other words, if you deal with things as they come up, instead of ignoring them or procrastinating, if you address problems as they arise and solve them, then there's no more problem to talk about. And there's no more problem to deal with because it's been resolved. Now, if on the other hand, your problems have no solutions, I would argue that they are not problems at all. They are merely circumstances to which you must adapt yourself. And your resistance, your insistence on calling these circumstances problematic is your number one obstacle to adaptation. You cannot adapt to something if you are in denial, or if you are resisting, or if you are upset. In order to adapt yourself to something that you are currently seeing as problematic, first, you must look at the problem in a different light. You have to look at it in a way that reveals its true nature. Because let me tell you something. Problems have solutions. If your problem has no solution, verily, I say unto you, it's not a problem. It's a reality, it's a circumstance, it's a situation that you have to deal with, however you can. And if you cannot resolve it, then you must adapt yourself to it, or not. You could also just resist, in which case you are the fool in the proverb who counts her problems. So again, it's not to say that you should ignore your problems. It's not to say that you should ignore the negative, unpleasant, and uncomfortable circumstances in your life. No, ma'am. No, sir. That's not what I'm saying, and that's not what this proverb is saying. The proverb merely states that the wise ones count their blessings instead of their problems. This is called gratitude. It's very easy to focus on the negative because that's how we evolved. Our survival depended on our ability to identify threats. We've talked about this before, my friends. You're aware of this. It's called negativity bias. The other application for this proverb is to trigger a sort of self-inquiry, if you will. If you contemplate this quote, you may begin to wonder whether you are the wise one or the fool. You may begin to wonder whether you fixate primarily on blessings or problems. It's a very good thing to try and discover for yourself. But in order to discover it, you have to actually pay attention to what's going on up here. Are you constantly thinking about problems? Are you constantly worried about things that might come up or things that have come up in the past? Or do you actually appreciate the good things in your life? The things that you may take for granted? So there you go. Some food for thought. Some bread for your soul on this beautiful sunny afternoon. It seems that I have exhausted the well, my friends. I've run out of things to say yet again. So until next time, live well.